Okay, welcome to the channel, everyone. In this video, we're gonna do a little bit of a kind of more of a talking style video. I'm gonna kind of go over what are my plans for the Mustang, for this garage, all that kind of stuff. So obviously for starters, we have the Mustang here. I don't know if the camera can portray the amount of space around the vehicle, but as you can see, I can walk in the front of it all the way, like I'm doing my arm out for no reason. Basically, you guys can't really tell the depth here. And then huge amount of room in the back up to the garage door. So obviously if I need to work on something in the front, maybe the engine bay, if I need to do something up here, I can push the car back up to the door and then have, I don't have a tape measure with me, but I'm guessing probably, I don't know, I could probably lay down in that gap. I'd say it's probably 5 feet to the garage door. And then maybe, I don't know, this is probably 3 feet up here. So if I push the car all the way to the back door, I definitely can have, I feel like 6 to 8 feet in the front. So I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but I think, if I'm being honest, you could definitely do an engine swap in this garage, but we all know that I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'll probably never be able to complete an engine swap completely on my own. Like, obviously, anyone can buy a direct bolt-in engine mount swap kit and physically put the engine into the car's engine bay, but getting it running, driving, and tuned and all that on its own power, that's a little bit above my pay grade here. So, yes, let me think here. So, plans for the V6 Mustang, world's cheapest drift build here. So, obviously, I want to keep the drifting operational costs low. So, the V6, a lot of people, when I first revealed that I got a V6 Mustang, were saying, oh, the 3.8 is so gutless, you're going to be disappointed, blah, 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 blah. I get it. There's a lot of people that are, like, since the car is so widely available, a lot of people are already used to the GT having the V8. So a lot of people that already have the V8 think that the V6 is, like, just super not capable, which, let's be honest, it kind of is. Like, if you had a GT, right, you had the 4.6 V8 or you had a 5.0 V8, and then you get into this, you're going to be very upset. But, for example, someone coming from a KA, right, like Jazzy, has a KA S13 NAKA completely stock engine. The thing makes what, 120 at the wheels, if that, something like that. So I think this is probably a little bit better than a stock KA, which I'm not hating on Jazzy in any way, shape, or form. He just basically helped me move up here because he wired in the trailer brake controller and all that good stuff, and then helped me fix it when we thought that it was the wiring issue. So yeah, I'm not talking bad on Jazzy whatsoever because he is a really good friend. He always helps me out with that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying that the KA S13 is definitely a slouch, yet Jazzy kills it driving that car. So I think the power argument is a little, if that's the only thing you're going on, trying to like hate on the build or whatever, which I'm not even saying that there's people hating on it. I'm just saying that this is not the weakest base starting platform. I think the V6 will be perfectly fine, obviously, if it's too slouchy on the bottom end and it won't like kick out and do what I need it to do. There's endless gear sets for this thing. I looked online, AmericanMuscle.com, whatever, Jegs, Summit, all those big name like car websites, like old school muscle car websites, have endless gear sets for this thing. Obviously, I'll have to bring it to someone that knows how to change the gears properly, because once you take the ring and the pinion and all that stuff out, you got to shim it, make sure I forgot what it's called. You got to make sure the pinion and the ring gear, you got to make sure the mesh is correct, all that stuff. So we will test it as is first. I don't know what gearing's in it, maybe 373, so kind of long. If second gear just won't do it, then like I said, we could re-gear, but I think the V6 is going to have plenty of power to actually drift on the track, on the street, in a parking lot, wherever. I think the V6 will be perfectly fine drifting. So I'm happy with the V6 for now. Like I said, we'll get through 2023 drift season and see how I feel in October after the season, after I've driven with Kyle and the boys Can I keep up with the SR20? I think I can, but only time will tell. I'm going to have to just wait and see, get my ass down to Lock City or Lebanon and drive this with Kyle. So for the garage here, obviously you could see it's a little dusty. I don't know if we're wide enough angle to see. There's like a panel missing right there. But over here, we got a little bit of a workbench type situation going on here. It's definitely, I wouldn't build a motor up here. I wouldn't do head work up here. But definitely I can put tools up here, shop towels, you know, clean up stuff like that definitely can go up here. It'll hold some power tools, right? Drills, impact gun. So we got this nice little workstation here. One other goal that I have for the Mustang and the garage and this whole 2023 world's cheapest drift build operation, right? I'm calling it an operation because it's more than just the car. I want to be a drift minimalist, if that makes any sense. I want to own the bare minimum amount of stuff to drive a full season. So that means not having a giant massive toolbox, no giant massive trailer, no turboing it, no nitrous, right? No running an obnoxious amount of power that requires a giant rear tire. So there's stuff like that I want to keep very simple because, like I said, I don't know if anyone's doing it, but I might be the first guy trying to be a drift minimalist. So I just, you know, I've kind of been through a lot in the drift scene, I guess you can say, right? I've done the Pro-Am thing. I've done the grassroots thing. I've had a couple legit cars. I've had many garbage cars. And the one thing I always look back on and wish I did a little differently was I had too much stuff. Like, looking back on a few seasons ago when Kyle first got his 180, we had the RV, the trailer. It took us days. It took us literally days to get ready for a drift event. I don't want that. I want all the tools to fit in the back seat and I'm gone. Like, I want this to just be the most simple possible drift situation. So, like I said, drift minimalist. I don't know if I'm the first one doing it. I don't think I am, but I think I'm the first one labeling it because I see people show up to the track all the time with like a Miata and 2 tires in the trunk and like a little like suitcase toolkit looking thing and they're driving all day. So I'm not the first to do it, but I don't even know if I'm the first to label it, but I definitely am going to be doing a little bit of a drift minimalist situation. Yeah, also I got gypped. I bought this little handle for the GoPro here and it didn't come with the screw to tighten the GoPro to the handle, so there's literally a wood screw in here just for now, so it's kind of uncomfortable to hold, but I'll deal with that. I just wanted to get this video out as soon as I could. And also, obviously, we can see the large cracks in the garage floor. It is very obvious, very apparent, so I'm gonna have to just be careful where I'm jacking it up. Like, if I jack it up to get the rear in the air, if I jack it up from like here, I think that'll be perfectly fine, but jacking it up from in the back over there definitely could be sketchy. Let me see what you guys can actually see. Yeah, like jacking it up from right there could be sus. Maybe up here could be sus, but I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, drift minimalist. It's not like I'm trying to put a lift in here. I'm not even trying to do like a legit car build necessarily. So I don't see an instance where this car ends up on 4 jack stands. Other than obviously if I blow a clutch, transmission, something major like that. In that situation, I'm probably not going to try to fix that here. I'm probably going to want to go back down to Connecticut and use the lift. I need a little bit of help from the boys. So major issues like that, definitely not worried about. I think that obviously the cracks in the floor are a little, you know, concerning. Like a car guy that would move into this place and see that, thinking that they're going to put a lift in here, might be a little off-put by that, but I'm not worried about it. I don't think I could actually fit a lift in here. I've seen people put like super short lifts in garages like that because this beam is here. I mean, technically speaking, if I put a lift in here, right, I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying technically speaking, if one of the lift legs was here, it definitely has, I don't know how high that is, maybe 12 feet. So if it went up 12 feet, and then the car could just stop right here, right? I'd have to either put like a trip wire in or whatever, or just stop the button when I get that high. But I mean, theoretically speaking, if I did put a lift in here, I think it would definitely be beneficial. Obviously, I couldn't stand up. There's no way I'd be able to actually stand up under the car, but I don't know. I feel like the roof of the car being way up here, that's this much that the car is off the ground. I think that could help if you're doing suspension work and brakes and stuff, but I'm not a shop and I only have one car. So like I said, I think that, I think this setup will be perfect. And also we'll spruce the place up a little bit. I'll get some decorations, maybe put some flags up, maybe clean the dirtiness off of the white here. You guys could see, let's see, can you see this? Oh, that's like not even, that's not wiping off. So yeah, this discoloration I feel like might be permanent. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely throw some flags up, maybe something like that to distract you guys from the dustiness of the background. But yeah, drift minimalism. I don't want, no offense to the boys at the shop, because obviously I was part of the problem, but I don't want, you guys can see right now on video that there is absolutely nothing over there, back here, against the wall. We got some replacement screens and a shovel back there, but I don't want tables with trash and random parts and nuts and bolts and random tools everywhere. I want to keep this as simple as humanly possible. As part of the drift minimalism build here, I'm thinking that we're gonna do, as part of the world's cheapest drift build and part of the drift minimalism build, I'm thinking we're gonna kind of dedicate this whole series on the V6 Mustang to all of the guys out there that are getting to the track, building cars in their driveway, because let's be honest, this is basically a glorified driveway build. What do I mean by that? Obviously, there is a roof over my head and a roof over the car, so I could work on the car in the rain and the car won't get snowed on, and it's not heated, so when it's really, really cold outside, it will be kind of miserable to be in here. But maybe I can put a wood stove like somewhere over there, chimney up out the roof. I would obviously not do that myself. I'd have to pay a real wood stove installer to come do that, because I don't want to burn my house down. But yeah, this build will be for all the driveway builds out there. We're doing a glorified minimalist driveway build, basically with a roof over the top. So yeah, like I said in a few videos ago, I definitely want to just kind of show the world here, show the Life OD viewers that you can drift on a budget. You know, we're at a time and place in the drift world, right? 2023, the car scene, the drift scene. There's a lot of people doing like big power builds and have massive garages with a bunch of cars in it and just a whole bunch of unrealistic stuff for like the daily, you know, Joe average viewer. I hate to say Joe average viewer, but I don't know a better way to put it, right? Not everyone gets to be a YouTuber and have 40 cars and a whole crew of people, you know, working on their stuff. But I'm not throwing shade at anyone that is doing that either, because, you know, that stuff is fun. I was on that wave a while ago and I had a great time doing it. So I understand that that is fun and awesome if you're in that position. But for the rest of the people out there, right, they don't have a massive budget to go buy a bunch of S13s, S14s, 2JZ, LS, right? That's not attainable for the normal working person. So with this whole new build, new garage situation, I'm going to be doing this for pretty much as cheap as possible. And I'm going to show you guys that you don't need a bunch of tools. You don't need a bunch of people, a bunch of crazy equipment to build a car with decent performance that drives really good at the track. So I have full faith that the V6 Mustang is going to show us the way. I think this car will kind of prove exactly what I'm saying here. I don't think you need to spend a whole ton of money to drive good at the track, because some would argue that to be fire at the track, right, you want to be A-class, you want to be pro, you need like a 2J, an LS, an SR20, you need something with good power, you need a Wise Fab kit, you need a dual caliper hydro, you need to be fully caged, you need the full 9 yards. But like I said, we're doing this for all the driveway guys out there. Drift Minimalist 2023 right here, V6 Mustang. So on that note, peace out.